In this week's Tableau Tip Tuesday, I'm going to show you how to use parameter actions to update measure names in a calculation in order to build a dynamic scatter plot or just some kind of chart that changes based on a measure. So in the past, you haven't ever been able to use measure names in a calculation. But with parameter actions, we now open up a bit more opportunity to do that. So let's get started. I'm connected to Superstore Sales here. And what I want to do is I want to first start by creating a parameter. And I'm going to call this my x-axis. I'm going to make it a string and a list. So what I want to do is I want to look at each of my measures down here on the bottom left and add those as values. So I'm just going to say discount, profit, quantity, and sales. Okay, that's it. Very simple. And hit OK. And maybe, yeah, that's good enough. Let's hit OK. And then we want to duplicate that for the y-axis. So I'm going to duplicate it and then just rename it to y-axis. Right, so now the parameters don't actually do anything until you tell Tableau what to do with them. So I'm going to create calculations that return the values based on that. So I'm just going to call this my x-axis value. And I'm just going to do a simple case statement. And I'm going to base it on the x-axis parameter. I'm going to say when they ask for discount, or the user chooses discount, then I want to take the average discount. When they choose profit, then sum of profit. When quantity, then sum of quantity. And then when sales, then sum of sales. Okay, and end. There we go. So that's our x-axis. And we can just go ahead and bring that into the columns. Oops, let's bring that into the columns. And there we go. We just get one bar. And then let's duplicate that. And then edit the calculation. I'm going to call this my y-axis value. And I just need to change the parameter that's referenced inside the calculation. So there we go. And hit OK. And I'm going to bring y-axis value out into the rows. And we get a single dot. And if we want to know what values are in there right now, I can go ahead and show both of my parameter controls, just to show that it's working. So maybe I want to choose profit versus discount. And I'm going to go ahead and maybe break it down by, let's break it down by maybe customer name. Okay, and there we go. All right, so now when I change the y-axis, let's say to sales, I get a view like that. So that looks like it's working. I'm going to go ahead and change my marks to circles. Let's just make them some kind of just default black and reduce the transparency some so we can kind of see the concentrations a bit better. And let's turn off the borders. Okay, so now we have our scatter plot built. But what we want to do probably also is the labels on these axes don't look too great. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring my y-axis to the rows, and I'm going to bring my x-axis to the columns. Now you can see we have the values of profit and sales. So we have profit here, and we have sales here. Well, I want to go ahead and hide the field labels for the columns, hide the field labels for the rows. But I want my sales rotated, so again I'm going to right click on that and choose rotate label, and then just simply edit the two axes. So I'm just going to get rid of the title on that one, and then get rid of the title on the x-axis as well. Perfect. All right, and then a bit of formatting, so I'm going to just format that to make it stand out a bit more. So let's make it maybe black and bold. Okay, and that just helps the user kind of see it a bit better. You can do lots of different formatting, but you notice now if I change my y-axis to discount, my value on the it looks like I'm creating a dynamic axis there. Okay, so this is our scatter plot, and now we need to do the magic of how to update a table or these axes based on a parameter action. So let's go ahead and create a new sheet. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag measure names to the filter shelf. And the only ones I want are the discount, profit, quantity, and sales. Hit OK. I'm going to bring measure names to the columns, measure names to the text, and measure values to the detail. Oh, there we go. So I need measure values on there so that I can get these labels to show up nice. But I'm going to go ahead and just uncheck the include in tooltip so the user doesn't really know they're there. All right, so from there I'm going to go ahead and hide the header and then edit my text. So let's go ahead and make this nice and big, maybe like 18. Let's make it medium. Hit OK. And then in the text I'm going to center a line, and then there we go. And instead of, I want little boxes around each of these, around each of the names, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off my row dividers and turn on my cell borders. So let's go ahead and turn those on, maybe make them a slightly darker gray. There we go, something like that. So this is going to be my x-axis selector. And then obviously I'm going to just duplicate that for y. So let's call this my y-axis selector. Okay, so that's all we need to do right now. And let's go ahead and start building out the dashboard. So I'm going to go ahead and delete my phone layout. And let's see, I want to make this probably about 660 by 540, something like that. Or maybe I have those backwards. Anyway, if I go, I'm going to just start building some things here. So first off, let's show the dashboard title. And I want to just insert the X versus the Y parameter. And there we go. So profit versus discount right now. And I'm going to start by putting my scatterplot in, and what you'll see is we get our parameters over here, but I don't want to show those. I'm just going to go ahead and delete those and then hide my title. Now I have to do a bit of playing around to get this to look just the way I want. So on my y-axis selector, I actually need to move measure names down to the rows and rotate the labels. So let's go onto the text shelf and choose the rotation here. And then the last thing I want to do is get rid of that shading. So I'm just going to reduce the shading down for my rows. Okay, I know it doesn't look right now, but it will once I get it into the dashboard. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stick a vertical container in here, and I'm going to put my x-axis selector in there. Hide the title, and then let's stick our scatter plot inside of that and make this entire view. All right, and then I can maybe adjust the height. So let me see what height I made that. So let's edit the height, and I've made it 49. I'll just make it 50 to make it easier to remember. And then I want the y-axis selector going down this side. So, but I also, so you see right here, I've got a little bit of extra space. So I'm going to put a vertical container here in the side. And let's go ahead and first put a blank in there. And then my y-axis selector. And then another blank. And you'll see why in a minute. So let's go ahead and hide that title. And let's make this one fit entire view. And I need to stick my title back up at the top. Okay, there we go. All right, so now I can drag this one up and make it go like that. Drag this one down so it lines up with my axis. And then I want to make this one fit entire view. Okay, so that's good. And let me drag that and make it, can we make this 50? So let's, that's fine. So, all right, good enough. So I could actually go to my layout tab and see my width of this one is 89, so it's less than 50, so I could just continue to drag that over. And it's 70, and so on. So there we go, 60. So let's just make this one 60 so they're the same. So edit height, 60. And now what I want to make sure that my scatter plot is a square. So if I look over here on the you see my height's 584 and my width is 584 and my height is 424. So I need to increase my height by what, 160? So let's, okay, so I'm going to actually just increase the whole size of the dashboard by 160. So let's make the height 700. Okay, so now if I go back in, I should see my scatter plot is pretty close to a perfect square. Excellent. All right. So now everything lines up nice and neat. Actually, I probably should maybe even bring this one down a bit more so it lines up even better. And then notice here that the discount doesn't line up with this axis, so I'm going to go ahead and bring another container in. So right here, and I'm going to put a blank in there to give me a bit of spacing, and then I'm going to put this, there we go. And oops, it didn't do it right. So let's just make this one a bit bigger and drag it in here to the right. Okay, so now I can drag this one over until it lines up just about right. And now change the, let's uncheck the fit width box. And now if I go to my container, I should be able to edit the height on the container to 50. And now they're about the same. So everything's showing up nice and neat now. My font might be a bit too big on these, so let me just change my font real quick. Let's make it maybe 15 and make this one 15. I just want to make sure the words show up a bit better. Great. Okay, so now we have all of our parts in here. It looks like we've got a bit of alignment issues here. You can see how you can just kind of play around with this forever until you get it just right. Gets a bit annoying at times, but we're all very funny like that. All right, so now what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to hover over one of these options on the on this sheet. I'm sorry, on one of these options at the top, and it updates the x-axis. Hover over one of these, and it updates the y-axis. So we do that with parameter actions. So let's go to Dashboard Actions, and we're going to change the parameter values. So I'm going to say update x-axis, and I like to give mine good names so that if I had to turn this over to somebody, they would know what to do. So I want the x-axis selector on hover. I want to target the x-axis parameter, and notice now I can actually use the field measure names, so I can pass the field measure names into the the parameter because I've used measure names on that sheet. So hit OK. So if I go hit OK again. If I go back to my x-axis selector, you'll see I have measure names in the view. So let's see what that does. So I hover over discount, profit, quantity, sales. Very good. And then let's go ahead and add a second action. Let's change our set values. Let's call this update y-axis. And I'm going to set it up similarly. Oh, I changed the wrong. I did set action, so let's change the parameters. So update y-axis. And again, I wanted to just base it on that y-axis field, change my parameter to y-axis, and update it with the measure names field. What's interesting is that because I am using measure names, but it's not impacting both axes, it's only doing the one. So hit OK and hit OK again. Now this tip, this wasn't an exercise that I gave to the data school, and Hesham and Sara both were able to figure this out, so credit to them for showing me how to do it, and I can then pass along that knowledge to you. Okay, so now again, if I hover over my my y-axis, you'll see it now says quantity right here. It says quantity on the axis name, and it says quantity up here in the title. So there we go. So if I want to say quantity versus quantity, I don't know why you'd want to do that, but there you go. And then profit, discount, and what do we have before that looked really good? So sales versus quantity. Okay, so this is our dynamic scatter plot. And again, this is using parameter actions. But we can use the same idea then to allow the user to update a particular chart. So let's say, let's create a new sheet. And we'll just use the same parameters just for simplicity. So I'm going to go ahead and put my y-axis value on there. And let's say I just want to look at this over time. So order date over time. So let's just make it maybe continuous quarters, something simple like that. And we want to break it down by region. Doesn't really matter. It's just for display purposes. Okay, and I like the labels on the end of the line, so I'm going to choose my min-max option. I'm going to label just the end of just the maximum value, and the field I want to base it on is our quarter. So that gives me a little dot on the end of each line. I really like those tiny little dots on if you can see them or not. And then I'm going to actually go ahead and put my y-axis value onto the label shelf. And maybe we should just go ahead and match the mark color as well. There we go, good enough. So if I do another dashboard now, so this one was what, 660 by 700. I'll make this one the same size. So 660, 700, and I'm going to go ahead and delete the phone layout. And this time I'll go ahead and show my title. So this is going to tell me, let's see, so I want to say something like my y-axis parameter by quarter. And hit OK. So right now it says quantity by quarter. And if I put sheet 4 in here, we can see that. Maybe I'll just go ahead and move my region parameter down to the bottom. Actually, I like them better at the top so the user can see it a bit simpler. So let's hide the title and go ahead and do that. Okay, not the best, but we can figure that out. All right. So I then need to put my y-axis selector in here, like we had before. All right, and let's go ahead and drag that up. Hide the title, make it fit entire view. And okay, so I probably should have used the x-axis because this one's rotated. So let me just go back and let me put the x-axis in here, remove that sheet. And I'm going to go back to my sheet and just put the x-axis on here instead because I didn't want my fields rotated. And then x-axis value onto the text shelf. Okay, there we go. Right, so, and then I need to update my title to be based on the x-axis. So sales by quarter, and I'm going to go ahead and fit entire view, hide title, and let's just drag that up and make it look a bit nicer. I'm going to go ahead and move this again. I don't really like where it is. Actually, I don't particularly like the look of this dashboard, but that's another issue. So let's go ahead and drag this up and hide the title. Okay, so we get something like that. This really looks pretty poor, so I'm going to reduce the height so my ratio on my line chart isn't so bad. You generally want about a 3 wide by 2 high ratio on your dashboards. So, and then again we have x-axis value here on the x-axis. Well, it's not really the x-axis, but anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and same thing like before. I'm going to put my x-axis value there. Get rid of my title. Rotate my label, hide my field labels, and then I'm just going to go ahead and format that field. I think I made them, yeah, maybe like that, bold, and to make it a bit more obvious, maybe I'll make them like 11 point, whatever. I can customize it whatever way I want, and let me make it slightly bigger. There we go. Okay, so now we can come in here and we can see it's now showing us sales by quarter. I can hover over. Oh no, and now I need to set up my actions. So dashboard actions. And I'm going to change my parameter. And this is going to be my update line chart value. And I want to base it on the x-axis selector. This time I'll do it on click. And the parameter I want to update is my x-axis. My field is my measure names. Hit OK. Hit OK again. And now when I click on one, you'll see it updates everything to profit. And click on another one, updates the line chart to quarter. And there we go. But what this has done, because I use the same parameter, if I go back to my dynamic scatterplot, notice how this is discount error. Let's make this one profit. And if I go back to my dynamic scatterplot, it now has profit selected. There's some other things you could probably do to color code these backgrounds to make it look a bit nicer. Yeah, so if I go back now, you'll see it says sales by quarter. So anyway, hopefully you found those use cases helpful. I know it's a bit confusing probably, but what I really liked about this example is that you can use measure names. You can actually update a parameter based on the measure names field, and previously you could never use measure names in a calculation. And what I mean by that is if I go to create calculated field, I can't drag the measure names field into there. You see, when I drag it in, I get like I get a little X, the not allowed symbol below the name of the field. But you can update the measure names based on a parameter. So I hope you found that helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a good day.